I was like, oh my goodness, I'm missing the train. So I actually tried for PR first.
Right.
But then COVID happened. There was no transition period for me. It was just like in 20 days, I left my job. I shopped for the travel. I bid my goodbyes to everyone.
Right.
You have to start from the scratch. Setting up everything alone,
Hi everyone, welcome again to Child Talks, and in this opportunity we have a special friend. His name is Sooraj and he's from India, and we're going to talk about his experience here in Canada. Hi Sooraj, how are you?
All good, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm pleased to have you here.
I'm
Finally,
honored.
we met. We've been in touch 4 months, 5 months.
Yeah.
Because we have many things in common, and I always like to meet people.
So you remember how we met? You know the story?
I think I asked you for a favor to shoot a video. Oh, what a weird question, man. Asking for a video that I could use for a reel that I could just post it on my Instagram, because I like to do some clowny things sometimes.
Yeah.
And he agreed to do it, which I really appreciate it, even if it was a weird, request. But yeah, we had fun, right?
Yeah, it was nice. It was like the shortest video I ever shot.
Yeah. So tell me, how was the journey for you here in Canada?
So it's been a year and a half. Funny thing, I left India on May 1st in 2023, and I landed in Canada 2023 May 1st.
Right.
It was a Labor Day, and there's this guy who picked me up from the airport who told me that it's just going to be me in the car. And then I found other 3 people in the same car. And I had to sit with people whom I didn't know for the entire duration of the journey. That was like an hour or so from Toronto airport to Kitchener.
You came alone?
Yeah.
But you have a partner, a wife?
Yeah, I have a partner. She came here this Jan end.
Okay.
She's started working recently and found a couple of jobs actually.
Right.
That's a funny story again.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, hustling. That's the main reason. So, if just for you guys to know, we've been in talks for this one couple of weeks, I guess.
Right.
And I think I bailed out twice or thrice.
Yeah.
Last minute. Yeah, I was like, dude, where are you? And I was like, oh damn, I'm still in Shift Pro. And then finally this happened. I'm glad it happened.
It's okay, man.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have you here.
Yeah.
What was the most difficult part of coming alone, knowing that you have a partner? Being alone, I believe that you haven't been alone for a long time before coming, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah, good question. It actually goes with everyone. So when I was in India, I've been married for 3 years then. We were dating for, we knew each other for 10 years, and then we've been great friends, and then we got engaged in 2018, and then we got married in 2020, right before the lockdown, the global lockdown, whatever.
Right.
And we spent a lot of time, because we didn't have anything else to do because it was lockdown.
Yeah.
So we grew closer, and then just a lot of, if you look at it, pre-COVID and post-COVID, a lot of people migrated, the influx. We all are a part of that. I always had the passion to come abroad and study, but they never had the plan to actually stick on. This migration never, struck my mind. But then after COVID, I realized, okay, fine, let's start fresh. If the problem with the country that I'm from, if you want to change your profession, then that means you need to take a dent in your pay,
right?
And you need to start all over again. So I have close to 10 years of experience in India, and then I'll have to go back and then start all over again. Then might as well do it in another country.
But the program that you're studying is in some way related to your background.
It should be. So that's a basic thing. So if you need the visa to be approved, then the course that we are selecting should match with our background.
Right.
I don't know, somehow I started doing digital marketing and sales.
Yeah.
And I was heading almost all news operations for almost all the major news networks in India. Our company was part of, so I shifted from CNBC, I came down to Bangalore after marriage. All those clickbait visuals that you see on Indian YouTube channels, that's us. So
that's how you approach to this digital media.
Yeah, so suddenly I just realized that I'm not doing what I liked anymore. I mean, and it's news, and then we had like 8 major networks we were handling, so it was really busy. It starts at 7 a.m. in the morning and it goes till 1 a.m. at night, and then I realized, okay, I need to get out of this vicious cycle somehow.
Yeah. You feel like that COVID was like a trigger for you?
Oh yeah.
Because you had the idea in mind.
I had the idea in mind,
but you didn't make the decision after COVID.
Yeah. So everyone has that high point, right?
Yeah.
So in India we have different languages in different states.
I know.
So we have like around 30 languages. So that means we have channels in each state, each province. So we had people from each states.
Right.
So it's really difficult to
to manage
and to keep the team going, because we have clients on one hand. They have their we have some obligations that we need to finish and achieve for the clients, and then there's team on the other end where they have our own internal problems. First is logistics. We never had this situation where we had to do everything remotely. So the 100 people got spread out to different parts of the country after lockdown, and it was really difficult for me to handle all these 100 people. It's just work, and then I've seen a lot of people breaking out, fighting with me. I have no idea for what, and then leaving the company.
I think it's because the whole situation, right? The COVID was just so difficult, man. People got crazy.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, we can't even blame them for that. It's just like they've breached that threshold, and then they've reached their saturation. They burned out. Then clients, on the other hand, they wanted more results. It was really difficult. I had to take a lot of difficult decisions. It was like a shift. When we were all in office, it was all butterflies and strawberries, and then after lockdown, and they all hated me. So and then that's when I realized, okay, I need to break out of this. I started thinking about the idea that I had of going abroad and studying. I converted that going abroad and studying and coming back to just going abroad and studying and staying there. And then I discussed with my wife first, and then my parents and her parents, and everyone agreed. And
they didn't agree?
No, they did. They were supportive, because I had this plan. So she was my friend, my wife. She was my friend back in college. So that time itself, I had this idea of going abroad.
Okay.
So she knew about this, but nobody thought that I would want to stay. Then everyone around me, my close friends, I had this idea first, right? And then I shared with my friends, and then this COVID made them also change their view, the way they see, and they also started moving abroad. And so we were a group of 5 people, and 4 of them left the country.
Before you?
Before me.
You were with the idea.
No, I mean, it's just that's what COVID did to a lot of people.
Okay, I got it.
So I was like, oh my goodness, I'm missing the train. And then, so I actually tried for PR first.
Right.
But then COVID happened. So then just for the sake of it, I just applied for PR. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to act on it. I just made a profile and then kept there, just.
It could take more time if you go with that.
Yeah. So, and then COVID happened, and then I just wanted to get out, just like that.
Yeah.
And then I was here. It was difficult the first time, Coming back to the first question, setting up everything alone, let's say it was not a transition. It was just overnight you are here, and then you are all alone.
Right.
You have to start from the scratch. The good part is, through my agency, I got in contact with all those people who were coming to Canada during my intake. That was May. When I asked them who were coming during that time, they accidentally sent me the people who took the exact same course as I did. So that made it made it easier for me to actually,
So they were working with the same agency as you?
Yeah, so I mailed the agency asking them Because I got this idea because my visa was rejected a couple of times.
Was rejected?
Twice it got rejected, and it took 6 months, like for that result to get to us.
Right.
In the sense it was that time when they had a lot of backlog, the Canadian embassy. Yeah. So when I wanted to apply alone because I wanted to come here and set the things first, but the agency advised, right now people who are applying alone, their success rate is really low. So we suggest you apply with your spouse because that success rate is going up. So I wasted 6 months. The third time I said, okay, I'm doing it alone. And they were like, do it with your spouse. I was like, I'm not doing it. And then I did it alone. I got the result in 20 days and it was approved. So that's what. So it was closer to me and I did not have a lot of time to set everything. So that's why I said there was no transition period for me. It was just like in 20 days, I left my job. I shopped for the travel. I bid my goodbyes to everyone. Thankfully, my parents, they're abroad. That time, thankfully, they were there because it was their vacation time. We don't get to spend time with our family, and the time that we get to spend with them, it's either on vacations which are short or when we are leaving to some place.
I believe that we never realize how uprooted we are, right?
Yeah, true.
Until the time comes and we're like, dang, we're just leaving this country in 2 days, 1 day, and we never say goodbye to our aunts, our uncles, our parents, of course.
The time we realize that time is passing by is, like I said, the little kids. When I was going, one of them, she was like 2.5 or something.
Yeah.
Now she's in school. I was like, damn.
Right.
Yeah.
And we don't know if we're going to see them again.
Yeah.
That's the most difficult part. Yeah.
True.
And what was the main challenge that you had to face once you got here?
Like I said, the thing that a lot of people face is finding a place to be here, finding a group to be with. The smart thing I did, I made a group with people who are going in Jan, and then we actually became good friends. I made that group, and except for me, everyone else got the visa, and all those group, they all of them stayed together after coming here.
They were single?
So that group, all of them went, even though some of them were married, they traveled alone, and they started off together as one group.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, fine, time to make another group. And then I mailed the agency saying I need people's contact who are going in May.
Support,
and then I found I had to mail them, and then they responded. We formed a group, and then we started house hunting. We needed 6 people, and somehow 6 people formed a group.
All of them were coming to Kitchener.
Coming to the same college, same course. Yeah, so that's what happened with them. First time when I mailed them, they did not send me the list of people who are taking the same course, but then they were traveling at the same time. Fine, fair enough. Second time, by mistake, they sent the same course people's list, who are going this May, 2023. And I was like, okay, fair. It made it easier for me to relate to them, It could be like we could be good friends so that we could go to college together, we could plan our assignments together. So it all made sense. We made the group, so that way my journey, my difficulty level after coming to Canada, it reduced a bit because I didn't have to have that hassle of finding a place and finding a group and everything.
I admire how you leadership all of this, man, because you did your research. And then you requested to the agency to put you in contact with these people. That's what a lot of people miss, that part, because it's possible, because what most of the agencies they try to do, they all have accommodation set up here, so they'll only persuade people to take that for like 20-30 days and then find an alternative house and then move. But if we request them to send the contact of people who are traveling with us during that time, then they won't be able to deny it. So we can, and it's very expensive, the kind of accommodation that the agency provide here. For like 10-20 days, they
asked them to pay like $400.
Yeah, that was
Like
the
that's
business.
that's not
why.
even 1 month's rent split.
No,
I mean, if you
it's not worth
research
it.
correctly, it's not worth it, and it's very cramped. So I never. And they have another genius options for their air ticket travel. So one option that I got,
Yeah.
I travel from here to Montreal,
Right.
and I take a bus from Montreal, and they said they will drop me at Hamilton, and then I was like, okay, from Hamilton, how will I go? You can take a cab from Hamilton.
A cab.
I was
it's
like,
$200, bro.
No, I'm going to this country for the first time, and I have like 3 bags in with me, and you're going to like drop me off middle of nowhere and then ask me to take a cab. Yeah, that's the cheapest option you have. I said, okay, no thanks. So people should know when
The
to say
cab is
no
gonna
to
be
them.
more expensive than the flight, bro.
And there are yeah, of course, the flight ticket itself, yeah. It's like a percentage of flight tickets goes for cabbing. So I had people here who are my friends from journalism. They were here, so they actually vetted all these contacts. They said, okay, it's good to go. They have good whatever. They actually had a circle. They asked them, it's good. So that's when we did the payment.
Right.
Yeah.
And how was this change from a background related to content creation and now working on marketing strategies?
So I always had, in one way or the other, some kind of marketing discussions while I was growing up, because my father, he's into sales and marketing for almost more than like 40 years, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah. So my brother, he's also into marketing. He was with Infosys, and now he's into football management. He's in the UK. And they asked me, I don't know for what, but then they used to ask me, do you have any ideas that you'd like to share? How are you going to promote this particular product? I need people to see about this product. What are you going to do? So he forced us to think,
Right.
that way, like promoting a product. So that kind of spark was always there. And I liked marketing in a way. If you create a content, and if you want people to see it,
Right.
you need to market it. Even though we have different words for that,
Yeah.
optimizing or sharing or whatever, it's all marketing. So
Marketing rules the world, bro. If you want to get a job, you have to do marketing for yourself.
yeah,
Right?
exactly. Yeah, it's everywhere. Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. So yeah, whatever if we need to be successful, we need to market it.
Exactly.
We need to market what we're doing. We need to market whatever we're making. So I never had a transition per se when it comes to content creation and marketing, because it was always there.
So how did you deal with the homesickness here in Canada?
When I became independent, right, when I started working, I never got the chance to come home. Earlier it was like my choice not to come home. Right now I don't have any other choice. Like I cannot come home, because I don't have a choice.
Right.
Then I started realizing my parents are there. My parents visit once a year, and that time I went home. I was really unwell. I had like viral fever or something. I don't remember, but I remember they sent a cab to pick me up from the airport. I was lying down the entire time.
Yeah.
I reached home. I had my mom's tea, and then I remember, having a surge of energy.
Yeah.
And then for 2 days I was with them. I was all full, all cool. And then again I had to go back. I reached Bombay. That's a difficult aspect about flights. Now I'm here. In 2 hours I'm somewhere else.
Yeah.
So we don't have that time to process.
Right.
Taking off is like really hard.
Yeah, I know.
So I was with my family, like at 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the evening, and at 7 o'clock I'm working, like 5,000 kilometers away.
Right.
So that's when I started missing home. That's the first time I ever missed home. Like I could really spend 2 days with my family, then I had to come back to something that I didn't enjoy doing. So
You missed this connection that was so natural at that moment,
yeah,
and then you started like missing something's going on. I'm missing something, and then you realize that, damn, bro, I'm too far away from my family now.
yeah. That's what. So like I said, in college and in school, if we don't want to go home because we don't want to. It's our choice. But once you start working, and then you apply for leaves and you don't get it, and then you can't go home, that's because you don't have a choice.
Right.
So that's a real. So that's when I realized, okay, I'm growing up. Till then it was like, okay, I'm just having a job, having fun, yeah. But then I realized, okay, fine, this is how it's going to be. There's no looking back now.
Right.
We're all growing up.
You mentioned the tea, your mom's chai.
Oh yeah.
So how would you refer to this experience? So because chai is a thing back in India.
Oh yeah.
You had these moments with your family having chai and all of it.
So it's wherever you go, especially I'm from the south part of Kerala. I think that's the case everywhere in India. Just start the day with having tea and reading the newspaper. If you walk 6:30 a.m., 7 a.m. across the streets in Kerala or in any other state of India, you would see people with their newspaper spread out and then having a cup of tea. That's like praying when you see Jesus, you know.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of tradition, yeah. So, and same thing goes evening snack. We take coffee breaks, right?
Right.
We call it tea breaks there.
Right.
So whoever is home, we come here, we gather around the table, we will have some snacks to snack up. We have tea. That's like, it's like when you're hungry, you ask for food, right?
Right.
So like when it rings 4 o'clock, you'll ask, is that tea? It's just like an alarm, you know. You don't even realize it's 4 o'clock, but then you'll anyway ask when it's 4 o'clock.
It's like your body.
Body wants tea. Yeah. Right. Tea is like. Yeah, I know. My parents used to make fun of me. My grandmother, from my mother's side, she takes tea anytime during the day or night. It doesn't matter. Even if it's like right after dinner, if someone asks her, "Do you want tea?" and she would be like, "Of course, happy to." She loved tea, and people say that I take it from her, and then I also have that.
What about the opportunities that you found here in Canada? I mean, you found that there's a big community, big Indian community.
Oh yeah.
That having this connection with this community, yours, help you out on finding opportunities here?
Probably. I don't know, if some people see this, they might hate me. But India, as diverse it can get, it is as divided it is. The problem is we have 28 states. We have 28 languages. I'm just giving, it's not 28 languages, of course. It's like, I don't know. I don't even want to count. There are unscripted languages apparently, which people speak for past thousands of years. Anyway, so the thing is, the character of a community is the way they dress, the language they speak, the god they worship, food they eat, and it's different everywhere in India. So when you say community, it won't be an Indian community.
Right.
You'll go by the place that they're from. If it is me, it's Malayali community. And I've worked, so I'm a freelance content creator, right?
Right.
So I've worked with both South Indians, North Indians, and Italians. And when it comes to money, I would, if I have two options, if I have two choices between taking an Italian or a white person as a client and an Indian as a client, I will always go for a white person.
Right.
Because Indians, it's in their nature. Even with me, when you find a product, you'll always go with the cheaper one, right?
Right.
But they want quality, is what I understood. For opportunities, that's what, same with opportunities. If we both go to the same store, and then if you are a Gujarati and then the shop owner is a Gujarati, then I'm out of the race. Right. There's no point for me staying back. I'll just take off. Because in my mind, I know, okay, this guy's gonna get it. I'm not.
And you realize that you're
very
aware of that. Yeah.
So if you go to Dollarama, if you go to Walmart, if the manager is from a particular community in India, you can count the number of people who are from the same community there.
Right.
And you'll be surprised. But that's not the case with Malayalis.
Yeah.
we don't like each other, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not the case. But every other community, they have like that. That's what I felt. They have that union, you know. They like their people. They support them each other. They support each other. But when it comes to my community,
Yeah.
he's a Malayali. You should better stay away from him. Say he's a Malayali. So
Man.
that's my experience, you know. All my clients I've had Malayali inquiries from Malayalis, and then, but all my clients have been non-Malayalis.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm very comfortable working with them. But if it's a Malayali, then I'm sure we will have a problem. So opportunities, we have to find it. I don't think community can do a lot of. For example, I'm a content creator, and you are a sales guy, and you go there to a studio,
Right.
and then they'll only take me, right? Because I have the skill set to be in a studio. But other way, the other way, you go to Walmart, you apply for a job. I go to Walmart, I apply for a job. They'll only take you because you have the sales background.
Right.
So opportunities, what I would suggest them is, for example, know your skill set, and then approach the right people at the right time. You'll get through.
Cool.
Do not follow the herd. It's what I would say.
Right.
Someone else got into Walmart or someone else got into Walmart doesn't mean that you would get it, because your interest lies somewhere else. You find that and then do it.
Nice. And what advice would you give to someone who is planning to come to Canada to start a new life here?
A lot of people have a lot of ideas, you know, to tell you how to get a job. But I would say, you know, go back to your roots, find what you're interested in, create something, create your cover letter around that, create a portfolio if you have a portfolio,
Right.
you know, make it better, and then go to the right place.
How would you know which one is the right place?
Oh, good question. Next question. No, I would say that's what when I saw the CSA opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Or probably the athletics one, and a couple of other jobs that I almost got, and then there are jobs that I did not take because I didn't have the hours to give. That's what you have to know what you're good at. For example, if you're good at writing, then there are a lot of people who are looking out for part-time writers.
Yeah.
You go there, apply. You know, the main way to showcase your writing skill is with your cover letter. That's the first thing that the recruiter is going to read. So if you're applying for a writer's job, then give your best shot there. You make your cover letter interesting, and of course, I promise you, give you my word, they will call you back. If you're into photography, the portfolio, you know, write on. You just tell that, you know, this is my portfolio. Take a look at it. I'm good with this. All this. I'm good with all of this. You can take a look at my portfolio, and then if you're interested, give me a call back. You will get a call back if your portfolio is interested. If you're a sales guy, a marketing guy, I don't know how to go about it. There should be a way around, you know. So if you're interested in, if your skill set is in sales and marketing, when you read the job description, you'll get an idea on how to approach this particular person. The first 3 lines of your cover letter is what matters. Take your cover letter, build your resume in a way that matches the job description. That's basic nowadays, I guess. But cover letter that's what everyone, even though if you go to a recruiter's website and then see cover letter optional, do not overlook that. Make sure you have a cover letter.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Sooraj. Thank you for coming,
no
and
worries.
thank you for sharing your experience. I know it's been, struggling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because we all have different experiences, but similar ways also,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. Thank
Sure.
you for being with us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you guys. See you next time.